My name is Jaysen Buterin. I am the writer and director of Kill Giggles, and you are listening to the Movie Rating.
It's time for the movie rating. Tonight's victim is director Jaysen Buterin that is currently doing Kill Giggles. Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Fantastic. So tell us a little bit about this feature. Is it a feature or is it a short?
It is a feature, indeed.
Very cool. Tell us a little bit about it that you're allowed to, or that you can tell us about in terms of story of what's involved with this story.
Everyone has seen the movies, read the stories where the clowns dress up as the monsters, the murderers, the spreaders of mayhem. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to tell the story about a serial killer as a clown, not one who dresses up like a clown. So we're kind of turning the tables on a timeless terror trope and making the clowns the victim. Normally they get to play the bad guys, the scary ones. So we're giving them a dose of their own macabre meta, so to speak. But we have another trailer coming up. There's the Wreak Havoc Horror Festival, which is coming up in Greensboro this weekend. We'll have an official teaser trailer premiering there, and then it'll be online the week after, the Monday after that. And then we're also working on an official theatrical trailer too. So just to kind of give people a peek. But I hope, I pray to the film gods, this movie is going to surprise a lot of people, because a lot of people I don't think are going to see this sort of movie magic coming. What we were able to do in a very short period of time is some kind of wonderful, I think. So I'm very proud of it. Very proud of Kill Giggles.
That is very cool. And I like the fact that victimizing somebody that in this situation doesn't sound so bad as what it seems, because when you're using someone that is the victim of something that isn't involved, that would be more controversial, this one is a little bit diverse in its own way.
Yeah, we don't discriminate against clowns. We kill all clowns. We have an open door policy about that. So yeah, we're very egalitarian in our clown death. For sure.
Now, exactly how long have you been working on this film? Has this been around for like a couple months, or like did you just like wrapped up just now and so forth?
Oh God, it's been forever. It seems like eons ago. No, I've probably spent about 2.5, 3 years, I think, working on the script. The idea started in my head forever. It's all based on a true story, which I'm going to start telling people now because that sounds really fucking cool, and I might get more publicity out of it. But, I mean, it started off it was going to be a short screenplay. I was just like, let's make it where I kill clowns, because I thought that would be a good idea. And then about like 3 composition books later, I had like this building shelf library full of clown death. So then it quickly evolved that it needed to be a feature. But I just sort of spent a lot of time writing it, and then made 3 different short films while I was supposed to be writing and working on this one. But it gave me a lot of experience and stuff like that that really made the experience of making Kill Giggles a lot easier, a lot more, I think, professional and creative for everyone involved, me having done those short films. So it was a long time. The first draft of the script, about 300 pages, and I wasn't done writing yet. But every time I would tell people that, especially my cinematographer, he would freak out. So I started whittling it down to the very svelte 110 pages that it is now. So it's been something we've been working on for a long time. 2 years ago, we took a weekend of the summer and we shot like 3 different promo teasers and did photo shoots and a lot of other stuff. And then we also shot a proof of concept, which is basically like sort of the first scene of the film. So we had that on the film festival circuit along with the screenplay. So we spent a lot of time doing promotion while getting everything else ready to get the actual feature done. So it's been a long time coming. We're not done yet. We still have miles to go before we sleep, but we're in really, really good shape, I think. I'm very proud of what we've got. The idea itself is something that really hasn't been done before. So between that and just the people that we had in front of and behind the camera, it's going to help put North Carolina filmmaking back on the map.
With these festivals, do you have any plans after these festivals, or do you plan to, like, in terms of marketing a little bit further, in terms of other merchandises and so forth, or do you want to go straight forward to just a release and just see where it goes from there?
Kill Giggles, the merchandise. We're very, very fortunate that we have distribution already. We've been working with the Veil Film, so I mean, as soon as the film is ready, it's gonna hopefully be sold everywhere, anywhere, and everywhere. I know they've got Phil and those guys. They've got some good plans for it and stuff like that. But we're also definitely going to do the film festival circuit, because that's where I've spent about the last 5 or 6 years, really just meeting friends and making filmmaker contacts and just learning new things and seeing new things and getting inspired and stuff like that. So I definitely want to be able to take Kill Giggles, bring it back to that home away from home, because that's important to us. But yeah, I mean, we want to get this thing everywhere. I mean, streaming Netflix, Shudder, Hulu, VHS. We could do like a little mini theatrical roadshow kind of a run. It's something that I think our hopes, people that love clowns will want to see this movie, because the clowns are the victims and they're human illuminate. It's something different. People that hate clowns will want to see this movie because they want to see the clowns die. And then we're hoping to kind of catch everyone in between who they don't really have any ties one way or the other, but they're going to go see the movie because they want to see what everyone else is talking about. So we're hoping we can kind of just cover all of our bases at once.
Actors always try to market themselves, try to sell themselves as a better actor that they can present themselves to. But as a director as well, director market the audience.
How do I market the audience? Constant and incessant promotion. I mean, getting them out there, teasing them. I mean, building up, trying to get their attention for 2 or 3 seconds in a sea of social media monotony. I mean, you're competing with thousands of other filmmakers that probably have a whole lot more money than you do. So, I mean, you've got to be able to kind of come up with something to be able to catch the attention. You know, like I said, at least for a second or two. But with Kill Giggles, I think, we've got that idea, again, something that it hasn't been done before as far as making the clowns the victims. I mean, an independent film, major film, or something like that. So, I mean, it's got that novelty of uniqueness to it that I think hopefully attract enough of an audience. And then just a lot of people, we're lucky enough to have the fan base that we do, again, based off of the film festival circuit and stuff like that. So we've got a lot of people that are interested in this just to see what we do and how we do it. I think, yeah, hopefully we've done a good job of marketing it thus far. And then when a veil jumps in the pool and stuff like that, I mean, it's only going to get bigger and better from there. So what we've tried to do is just sort of emphasize the fact, it's horror for sure, but I mean, to me, it almost has just as many thriller elements to it. We kind of just skew some of the more modern horror tropes and just tend to focus more on the story and less on the gory. We've got some things working in equal categories, thriller and horror. So that's the love child I want people to come away with as far as from the film. But and again, the marketing, promotion, the artwork, the cast, stuff like that we've got involved. Have already done a tremendous job of marketing it to the audience. It's just a matter of reaching more eyes. And to do that, we need more money. It's just like a 1980s PSA after school thing where it's just like, you need more money so you can make more films. You can do things. You need more money. You're spinning around in a bottle,
Do you think a director needs to find what's missing from the character other than what is needed for the character?
I mean, it depends on so many other factors. I mean, the story, the director, the actors involved, and stuff like that. I got really, really lucky with Kill Giggles, and that I think I handpicked most of the people. So I had a lot of choice in the casting process. But I was lucky enough to be able to, again, with the film festival and everything else, just expand and have this vast network of resources to where I handpicked the people, that I wanted on both sides of the camera, just based off of the work that I've seen, the relationships that I've made with them and stuff like that. So I mean, I got lucky that I was working with friends and family as opposed to showing up, with total strangers and just hoping everything worked out, being forced and being rushed and all this stuff like that. Like pre-production, we do an insane amount of pre-production. I will rehearse the shit out of my actors as much as we possibly can, just because it saves so much time day of. So, I mean, by the time everyone showed up on set, there were relationships already there, which to me always helps that come across on screen. To not have to spend all this time learning to get to know each other, learning backstories, and learning how to interact and building relationships. You've already got that foundation there, so when the cameras start rolling, there's already that comfortableness, that some people can't take easily. Again, I mean, I think it just depends on the actor, the story, what the director wants, or what the producers want, or what the powers that be want. But everything that we've done, especially with Kill Giggles, we've gotten really, really lucky. So I'm going to knock on as much wood as possible so I don't jinx myself and I can continue that going in the future.
It's also a balance and a risk at the same time, because sure, you got your family and friends would be on there, but at the same time, it's like, well, is the acting good? Is it going to be incorporated in the story very well? But I also understand that if you just have people that you don't know, that you need to get to know, that you need to get that fresh vibe from somebody in order to understand your vision. I can see it can take a lot of time, which usually does take a lot of time for auditioning and rehearsing, and it just takes so much time. But you need to get back to the story and try to get back to filming, but you're still trying to focus on where these actors are going to go within the story.
Exactly. Yeah. Michael Ray Williams, who played Tommy DeSantos, I mean, he's been my brother from another mother for years now. So, I mean, I had the utmost of faith in him, too. But, I mean, I also won't, I don't hesitate to tell him, to do it like this or to do it differently and stuff like that. The friends and family discount only gets you so far. Again, I mean, it is someone that I trusted implicitly to be able to take this role and to make it something bigger and bolder and better and badder, than what I actually put on the page. So when our celebrities showed up, we had three of the relationships I've been able to build: Melissa Rose, Vernon Wells, and Judith O'Day. Having them show up on set was just terrifying and exhilarating all at the same time, because it's like, I mean, it's people I grew up idolizing and watching religiously on video on the weekends, in horror movies and stuff like that, and now they're on a set that has my name on it and saying words that came out of my head, and it's a very humbling experience. So friends and family made it nice because I didn't have to worry about, I trusted them, but then it was a matter of having the trust and confidence in myself to not look like a giant doofus in front of, burning fucking wells.
Which areas in this business do you think recognition prevails, but not as successful?
Yeah, I think that's every stage. I don't think everything is quite as successful as you want it, but that's, to me, one of the driving forces to keep going to get what you want, which the rabbit should never get the carrot. I mean, you should always keep going for something else. If you think a project is done and completely finished and you don't want to do anything else ever as to it, you should maybe take a break for a while. I mean, there's always something bigger, better, more to sort of keep you, to drive you to keep on going. I think that's what every aspect of production, I think, has that. The indie film festival circuit, has so many different levels to it. You can get recognition for one, and there's thousands of other festivals out there, but that festival that you got into, took the time to watch all the selections, all the submissions, the light the door movies. Every film festival chance, every screening and stuff like that is something to be grateful for, but it's also something to strive for to get bigger and better. Just keep going, to keep making art. I think. Yeah, I don't have a good answer. There's something I wish. Sundance would call me up and be like, "Hey, we heard about Kill Giggles." But I don't think that'll happen. But I don't know. Well, I should, because smartphones have call waiting now, so I presume they're not calling at the moment. But in the old days, it would have been a pain. I would have never known with dial-up phones.
It's like the name's there, but sometimes the name is not as required as it should, or not. It still needs more than what it is.
Right. Yeah, name recognition. It's name dropping. It's like any other artistic medium. It's always well, I've worked with so and so and so and so, and I've done this and this and this and this, and look at me and look at me. But you sort of have to, because it's a cutthroat industry. Luckily, I get to be on the more independent side of the lens. None of us have any money, but we keep getting lucky enough to do bigger and better things. That's one of the things that I've been most proud of, especially within North Carolina. There's so much brilliant filmmaking going on here that people don't know about. So it's just like, if one of us, one person from one area or something like that gets into a film festival and people start paying more attention to that, it can only help everybody else. So we're lucky that there's a very collaborative and creative independent film community in North Carolina, which makes me very happy.
Now, have you ever considered that as your main home in terms of the independence? Is that where it thrives the most, that you think that everyone can always benefit going there, and rather than just having to go, the major places in order to gain that fame or recognition or anything as far as work goes?
Yeah, it's sort of, for me, I love North Carolina. It's got, damn near every sort of weather, climate, and topographical example that you could want. You drive 3 hours and be in the mountains, drive 3 hours and be deserts and the beach and stuff like that. So, it's fantastic, but in terms of trying to get famous, such a weird world that we live in now. Before, you drive out there, you take the bus out to LA, you step off, you got the little piece of straw hanging out of your mouth, you hope you don't get picked up by prostitutes or pimps, and somehow you make it famous, and we've all seen the Guns N' Roses video. But in this day and age, that's neat, especially with, just the massive influx of technology weaving its way into every facet of existence. You don't need to do that anymore. You don't have to go where the cameras are. It fits in your pocket. But it's also, on the other side of that same sword, is anybody with a camera now can consider themselves a filmmaker. So, it's just like, how are you going to make it? How do you rise above the tens of thousands of people out there wanting to do the same exact thing as you and willing to spend more money, or they've got bigger toys or shinier things or know more people? Yeah, in terms of trying to make it, it's just, I guess you sort of have to set your goals, or just try and take over the whole world and settle for what you get. A lot of that depends on what side of the camera you want to be on, how strong, how serious you are about it. Just like anything else in life.
Go ahead and plug in any websites or anything that we can check out right now.
Well, we've got MadOnesFilms.com, and then Facebook. It's all the social media stuff.com/MadOnesFilms, except for Instagram, where it's the MadOnesFilms on there. The website's all the social media. We've got the teasers, the trailers on there. We've got upcoming screenings and stuff like that. I'm a little bit behind on updating the actual website itself, but we have so much other fun content and so many other fun places that you won't even notice, I promise. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff like that. The Wreak Havoc Horror Festival again coming up in Greensboro this weekend. We've got a premiere of the teaser trailer there, and then I believe it'll be on Sharkia.com the Monday after that, and then we'll have other news and stuff like that. But yeah, the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram, follow those, and you will stay up to date on all the clown killing goodness.
Very cool, man. That is Jaysen Buterin.